Last time, we looked at major and minor scales, and we found out that building triads on every note of that scale produces a specific pattern. There's one pattern for major keys, and there's one pattern for minor keys. Let's look at some more examples of that right now. We have A major here, and the A scale going all the way up with a triad built on each one. We know that based on our pattern, a major scale should produce a major 1, a minor 2, a minor 3, a major 4, a major 5, a minor 6, and a minor 7. So A major obviously fits with that pattern. Next we have B, D, and F sharp. B, D is a minor third. D, F sharp is a major third. That is a B minor chord. So A major, B minor. Next is a C sharp. Keep in mind the key signature in this. It will throw you off if you lose track of it. It's a C sharp, E natural, G sharp. Well, if it were C sharp major, everything would be sharp because the third isn't, it's lowered, which means it's C sharp minor. Next we have D, F sharp, A, which matches exactly what D major is. And E, G sharp, B, which matches exactly what E major is. F sharp, A, C sharp. If it were F sharp major, that A would be sharped, but in F sharp minor, the A is natural. I know it's F sharp minor because F sharp minor is the relative minor of this key signature. It fits with its own key signature. And here we have G sharp, B, D. Well, G major would be GBD. And by raising the bottom note, I've taken major third, minor third, and turned it into minor third, which is G sharp diminished. Well, I reasoned through these. Does that match major? Minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Yes, in fact, my pattern holds true, which means if I memorize this pattern, as long as I have a key signature, as long as I know what key I'm in, then I know what the quality of the chord is. I simply need to find the root and determine the scale degree of that root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So that's our major pattern. But let's look at our minor pattern. What if instead of being A major, this were A minor? Well, I know that none of these are going to be the same, and I know that none of these are going to be the same. So let's start looking at this again. With A minor, my pattern should be minor 1, diminished 2, major 3, minor 4, minor 5, major 6, and major 7. Again, be very careful about notating these. Make sure the majors have the brackets all the way across top and bottom. Make sure that they're capital. Make sure the minor are lowercase, and don't mix up the 4s and the 6s. Common mistake for a lot of people. Well, I'm in A minor, so I know my first chord is a minor chord. And I also have my next chord, B, D, F. That's all natural. B, D, F. It's 2 minor thirds. That is a B diminished chord. Next chord is C, E, G, C major. So, of course, that's a C. And then I have D, F, A. Are you remembering these from our C major scale just a few moments ago? D, F, A is a D minor chord. E, G, B is an E minor chord. F, A, C is an F major chord. And G, B, D is a G major chord. And sure enough, minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. The minor pattern also holds true for every single scale. So simply by memorizing these patterns, you can determine every other chord and its quality within a given key. So here I'll write the major up here for reference: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Now, you might be thinking, well, Mr. D, why did I just spend all of this trouble trying to learn how to analyze chords if all I can do is memorize a pattern and automatically know what it's going to be in a given key? Well, don't worry, you didn't waste your time. Knowing a shortcut now doesn't diminish what you've already learned, because sometimes the key of a piece will be unclear. Sometimes you won't have any key signature to go with, and you'll just have to analyze a chord all by itself. Sometimes you'll be notating chords or thinking of chords or playing chords, and you won't have the guideposts of a key signature to help you out. So those times and others, you'll need to actually know how to build and how to analyze a chord. But if you can start thinking in terms of key signatures, like so much else in music theory, you can use that information to help you build other things. If I give you a tonic and I tell you, build chords in that key, you can automatically figure out what the scale is going to be and what the chords are going to be simply by knowing what the tonic and the key signature are. Now, once you have that memorized, analysis becomes considerably easier.